So there's a bit of a flaw in our zoo design over here. This is an exhibit that we made a while back, and we made, oh yeah, you can see the fish in there. We made a way to swap exhibits. So right now we got the turtle slash fish slash there used to be dolphins and I think they jumped over the edge exhibit. We can swap it to the llama exhibit and swap it to the fox exhibit. So that's a pretty cool feature, but it has to be done completely manually. And what I'd like to do today is automate this. Now, a simple solution would be to swap it every day and just use a daylight sensor, which I don't have any. Not that surprising. Check in the redstone shulker box, and it doesn't look like it. Daylight detector. You don't even need redstone for it. Okay, so that's simple enough. Now you may have been able to tell that I don't actually think it's going to be as simple as just plopping a daylight detector on, and I'll show you why in a second. First, we'd have to find quartz. Wait, actually, haha. I don't know why, I just have ore blocks. I don't know, I haven't cracked into them yet, but we'll just get a little bit of quartz. I don't need a ton. Why don't I just break it all now? I don't know. Okay, so we made way too many daylight detectors. Perfect. Now, what is going to make this surprisingly tricky is the way that the redstone exists right now. So you can see the redstone is very, very, very tight here. So it actually is going to be kind of tricky. Oh, where'd my other blocks go? Oh, yeah, got them. But yeah, it's going to be pretty tricky to wire this up correctly without disturbing too much of the stuff. So the daylight detect, oh no, it's floating. I was going to just put it on the roof here, but, oh wait, we could put it, boom. Wait, where's the redstone signal going to go? Oh dear, see, now it's already begun. So basically we need the daylight detector to trigger this redstone. So this may turn into a bit of an interesting puzzle. So we'll want this block here. So maybe, let's just see, if we ran redstone, oh hey, if we turn this to nighttime. Wait, this is a stair, so it actually might power through there. Aha. Wait, but it didn't change. Wait, so if I break and replace this redstone dust, look at that. Works first try. You can see it swapped from the turtles to the turtles. No. So apparently I've forgotten how this redstone works here. Oh, wait, one more test. Is it the observer or is it actually just the redstone going into one of these blocks? It's the observer. So then that should have worked. The change that we just did should have worked, and it's not. So theoretically, this should update that observer and then bud power stuff, but it's not. So we'll just do a test. I don't really want to have this much of it broken. But if we do this, that does work. So for some reason, when the dust is going this way, or maybe this way, then it changes. So that makes it even more complicated. Oh, okay. I think I figured this out. Let me see if I can explain this to you. This always happens with redstone. It's like you make something and then you're like, how does this thing work again? Oh yeah, I remember now. So basically what's happening here is this block is getting powered. So that can bud power this dropper, but only if the dropper gets updated. So, in fact, we could do that manually. So I'll just put this back. So now that block is getting, oh, okay, let's change it today. So now that block is getting power, but you'll notice it hasn't changed. As soon as we break this stair, I believe, it changes. Yep. So the observer is basically just updating that stair block, which updates this dropper, and it's like, oh, I guess I am powered. And so that's what's going on there. And that means that we need to power this block because it's directly over the dropper. So we can't have the redstone going sideways like it was. Man, I forgot how cool the fox one looked. I changed the wall paneling to be like spruce stuff. It's pretty cool. How can we make the redstone point this way without mangling the shape that we had, which is kind of this like, we got a lot of circle shapes going on here, and if we bulge this one out and it looks weird, then that'll kind of ruin the whole like shape that we have. You want to know the good news is you cannot see the daylight detector or the redstone from here. So that's good. That means it's pretty hidden. So one option you might think exists is if we break this and turn it into oh dear. Turn it into a target block, actually. Yeah, so if we had put a target block here, then wouldn't that work if it came down from the side? And the answer would be yes, except this block is actually how I track in the command blocks that we saw. Did we see those? In one of these command blocks. Oh, I need some command blocks in my hotbar, otherwise I can't go into creative mode. Yeah, see this thing? It says magenta terracotta. So it detects what terracotta is there, and that is how it tracks which exhibit is currently active. So we can't really change this block without the command blocks just totally not knowing what to do. So that idea is a bust. Uh-oh. It appears we have another limitation. If we stand over here, it is very obvious something funky is going on, and it just makes this look terrible, which if you're in the exhibit, like you want to be looking around and be like, oh, turtle, wow. Oh, a tree, wow. Oh man, stuff down here, wow. Oh man, ugly thing, ew. You know, like you don't want that interrupting your observation of the interesting animals, you know? So we may want to push this in one more block, which of course is going to cause some more challenges, but we'll see. Maybe we can make it work. Oh my goodness. How many blocks am I gonna break? Okay, so we'll put redstone here. Now, if we could just figure out some way to get the redstone from there to down there while there's still a stair here. I see a problem. Wait a second. What about... Now, I'm not sure if interference will be a problem. Obviously, the whole point of a calibrated Sculk sensor is that you don't have interference because it can track like a single one of these items. Item interactions. Is that what we're looking... I don't think so. Ooh. Block deactivating, button unpress. So we would probably want this one, 10. Block activating, so... Door open though. Ah, see? Interference. Because if we... Here, let me just demonstrate this. That would be way better, wouldn't it? All right, so this... And the thing is, if this worked, we could actually put it down with the command blocks and just skip all that bud switch stuff. But it would, of course, first have to work. So let's turn this to 10, because that's what we wanted to track. So it could track a button press, which is what we already have. Whoops. Let's put it not right next to the Sculk sensor. Oh, I'm a goofball. Okay. You know, it needs a compare. We don't have a compare. I can't even demonstrate this one simple concept that's not complicated at all. I promise, Sculk sensors are not complicated. They just look complicated because there's a lot of options. Okay, I don't have a ton of redstone, so I'm gonna actually be kind of careful with how many torches I make. Is it worth it to make a comparator just to demonstrate stuff? Oh wait, what? How do you make a comparator again? Oh, I had it backwards. Okay. So we need the comparator to take the signal from the lectern and put it into the Sculk sensor, the calibrated Sculk sensor. Whammo, go to 10. Boom, now it's correctly tracking. Now it's not just triggering all the time. Okay, so if we press the button, it triggers. But if we open the door, it also triggers. Now we don't want this thing swapping every time we open the door. Man, I wish you could just track, like specifically track like redstone item activations. Do you think 3 would work? Let's give 3 a try. Because if this works, I mean, this could solve all of our problems. So it's worth experimenting. And it's a fail. Okay. Blocks being placed, that's not going to work. Teleporting or spawning, also not going to work. Dying or an explosion. Is there any on-call explosions we can have? No. Okay, calibrated Sculk sensor is not going... I should maybe not have efficiency 5 on my main pick when I'm working in my base. That's maybe not the brightest idea. Oh, I'm gonna have to go all the way around. Oh, I guess if you guys want, I could provide this. I mean, this is on the wiki, but if you wanted to have the copy paste for your own world, I could provide that in the description. Just let me know in the comments. Otherwise, I'll just leave it alone. Wait a second. Okay. Would a torch mess things up? Okay, so number 1, the torch works. But if it's on, does that mean that we can't use the button? Yeah. Well, we could... Oh, man. Do we have the space to set up like a pulse so that it's only on for like a second, kind of the same way the button is? We might be able to. How would we do that? Do you think an observer would go off too many times? Let's just see. A day of experimentation and testing. We'll just put the observer right there. And we need something annoying. Dispenser works. Sure. Slap that in there. I'm curious if it changes, or if it updates like constantly throughout the day, or just once when it changes from night to day. Or only if I right click. That, of course, will update it. Oh, it just clicked again. Ooh, it'd be really hard to hide the observer though. I don't know if that idea is gonna work. We got half the solution though. This torch I feel like is decent. Well, actually, man, I wish we could like put a stair on top of that or something. How obvious is it? Let's just see. It's not actually that bad. Probably looks a little funky flying around. Yeah, you just see a torch there. Okay, so this just triggered again during the day. Okay, so the observer probably isn't going to work hooked up to this, because every time it like, I don't know, it like an hour passes in game, then it'll trigger again, or maybe 2 hours. So yeah, that's not going to work. We will need a different solution. Oh, okay, this might look weird, but it's an idea. Whoops, I forgot the torch is still hooked up. What if we just put the daylight detector right here? Oh, I think that works. Because if we like simulate it going night and then turning back to day, it changes it. Once again, we kind of have to worry about how it's going to look from the outside. There's going to just be one stair that's missing and one little brown spot, which not the most appealing color to just be randomly in the middle of a build somewhere. That is a pretty simple solution though. I mean, that is, okay, that's it. It's not terrible. I mean, it has some white on top of it. Kind of just I'm sort of just trying to like make it work in my head. The ring kind of covers it up. It's not like super obvious when you're flying down here. And I mean, you definitely can't see it from here. Can you see it inside? Gotta not let the llamas out. If you're over here, you can. But the thing is, it's all like the diorite around it, so it's... You almost don't even notice it. Oh, okay, I just remembered something. I was gonna wait until we had a decent solution to even bother with this, but I would like to add in some command block functionality to this, because if we are, say, in here, and it flips from day to night, we are in big trouble because like it's replacing blocks and changing things. I would demonstrate this, but I could potentially lose all my items. And in fact, I remember, I wonder if I still have the clip. I probably do. Yeah, I had a couple of shulker boxes on me and I messed up the redstone and literally just fell through the world into the void, died. Well then. So yeah, I don't really want to do that again. So you'll just have to imagine this one. But yeah, I mean, if it were to replace things while we're in here, we don't want that to happen. So I want to make like a command block check to be like, hey, is the player in there? If they are, don't do anything. Don't change anything. But of course, then the problem becomes, where do we put the command block? Actually, I suppose we could put it like all the way down at the end here. Oh, I can't place command blocks when I'm short. So if we just do something like this, I think if we have this, oh, I got to double click a little faster. Oh my goodness, I love it. What are we testing for? Daylight detector. So if we test, no, wait, no, we're testing for an entity, not a block. Entity. Can't even spell. All right, nice. Then what we could do is remove, I guess we'd use fill. So we could remove the redstone block. So we could do air, expected integer. What, why? Oh, no, that makes sense. So we could do air and we could have it only replace redstone wire. Yeah, because the whole thing runs through that redstone wire that we had before. This should be pretty easy to see, actually. Usually they're not quite so easy to see. So there's redstone. And if I just break this. Ah, yeah, perfect. Here you can see. Boop, 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 boop. Cool. Good. Excellent. That is going to make us not get teleported through the ground, which would be a huge, huge major issue. Because that is how you lose all of your gear. And get really, really sad and then have to spend a long, long time getting the stuff back and realizing that you just can't get everything back and kind of just giving up and moving forward. Which is what happened last time. Okay, so now we're not going to get sneak attacked by by our own system, so we can put this daylight detector back here. I guess it's day, so that would make sense. And now I would like to test what happens if I press the button. No, the redstone is on, isn't it? Oh, of course it's on. Oh, it needed a pulse. Oh my goodness, I can't believe I forgot. Ah, all that work. I mean, it's still kind of useful. I mean, probably the redstone. Oh, can I not grab that? The redstone wire being there is still going to control things for whatever our next solution is, but okay, that's kind of troll. Oh, wait a second. Oh, it has a weird effect where if I walk in and walk out, it actually updates. Does it update while I'm in here? Of course not. That's a weird side effect. Well, I guess it's because it's on all the time, huh? So I guess if we fix that being, oh my goodness, that's loud. If we fix the being on all the time problem, then we will solve that problem too. So we just need to figure out a way to pulse this while still keeping it low profile and like not obvious. The puzzle thickens. Can puzzles thicken? The plot thickens anyway. I don't know. Okay, so the sun's setting here and I'm doing a little test. I don't have huge hopes, but it's a test anyway. So I have this set to 11, which is like when the cauldron water level changes. And it's also triggered by like right-clicking the daylight detector, which I'm not going to do. But I'm wondering if when this goes all the way off, if that will trigger a change. If it does, this dispenser will fire this button. So we'll know it worked. But now I just gotta wait for sunset. It's a pretty cool sunset. Got the turtles and then the sun and the water and the ocean and everything in the background. Okay, it's gonna tick over to night pretty quick here. And we'll know it is night because this will stop putting out the redstone dust particles. Ah, there it goes. And I don't think this fired. Phooey. So that doesn't count as a change. It's only the right click. Man. I was just testing with the, oh, yep, it ticked again. I thought maybe the night one functioned differently than the day one, and it would work with an observer, but no, it just keeps triggering repeatedly at dawn and dusk. It's actually consistent through most of the night, but then at dawn and dusk, then they start just cycling through their power and triggering over and over again, which of course is no good. But then I had an idea. So our main issue is that if we have the daylight, the daylight detector here, we can't use the button. It don't work. But what if instead of being forceful, we are flexible? Because as you recall, the error that we caused was sort of the grocery store person detector. I mean, this is basically a button, right? The only potential flaw, I guess, is if we didn't want to change it when we left. Okay, so that doesn't give us the right amount of control, because like if we want to save, we have to actually go into here and like hit this save button. So if we like just made changes to the fox place and then we come out to save it, uh-oh, it's the turtle place now. All those changes are lost. It's not gonna work. But fortunately, I am getting ideas. Each idea piques another idea. And my thought is, what if we don't change the redstone? What if we change the daylight sensor? So like, let's say that the moment it turns on for the day, we change it to a night sensor. Okay, so the only data I really need to finish this is I need to check the overlap point. So we need to wait until dawn. Oh, I just realized what the trade-off is going to be. I have a lot of time to think before dawn. So the way that this will probably work, and once we get the numbers, we'll know for sure how long, but basically it takes a little while for this to charge up to full power, and we'll probably have to wait for it to hit full power before we swap it over so that it doesn't swap back and forth. And it would basically just, oh, wait, I think dawn is starting. Yeah, look, power 1. Did you see that? That was so cool. Oh my goodness, the effect of this is going to be awesome. This is totally worth it. So yeah, but right now, this has power and this has power, and as long as these both have power, it's gonna loop. So we have to wait for it to reach max power, and while it's reaching max power, the button will be inactive. So that's pretty much gonna be the trade-off, is that there will just be, during dawn and dusk, we won't be able to use the button. We won't be able to control it during dawn and dusk, which is actually a pretty decent trade-off when you think about it. Because we're effectively trading space for control, and I'm okay with that. As long as we're giving up a little bit of something. That's kind of how command blocks have to work. You got to be trading something. Wow, dawn is actually a pretty big window. It's been already like 30 seconds, so that's... Again, that's like 30 seconds. That's probably going to be longer than that, huh? It might be a minute. Dude, if it's a whole minute, that's actually a pretty sizable sizable window where the button doesn't work. So once this hits power 7, that's at 0. Okay, so as soon as it's 7, we can swap it over. Let's just simulate this. So if we turn it to night, that's what the command block would be doing. And now we have access to the button again. We can swap things. Okay, I like this solution. This is a good solution. We got a trade-off. And we got something that will probably annoy me just a little bit, but that's okay. I think it's a little bit more interesting when things aren't perfect, you know? Uh-oh. Wait, walking in and out changes things. That shouldn't change things. Something has gone wrong. It's nighttime, so... Wait, why does this still have power? Oh, no. Does it have power during rainstorms? No! Everything was working so perfectly. Oh, okay. So I just checked on the wiki. It maxes out at 12 when it's raining, and I think it maxes out at like 10 when it's thundering. So we can just test for it to be power 13, and that'll let us know when it's clear. And so that means that the button won't work if it's raining, which I mean, that's an additional trade-off. And to be honest, I'm not that bummed out by it. I kind of like having like a command block thing that doesn't work when it's raining. That's kind of funny, right? I think it is. Oh, and I think I could fix the bugs actually by just adding a little extra logic here. So it can always take away, but it can only put the redstone wire back if the daylight detector's power is 0. And that should fix the bug. Boom. So the swap just doesn't work during rain. Oh man, I actually do like that change. It makes it so janky, and I actually just like that. That's pretty cool. I'm happy with this. This is awesome. Cool. I think that's going to do it though for this episode. I hope you guys enjoyed. It was kind of fun working on this little redstone project. And I'm really excited to be able to just have this thing swap on its own while I'm walking around the world and just looking at it. So that'll be really cool too. Ooh, I think that means the button works again now. Let's just see and make sure our everything is going good. Oh yeah, that's what you like to see. Well, anyways, that's gonna do it from me. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll catch you again in the next video. Later.